Spider eyes versus human eyes. How does spiders' eyes work? Spiders have 6 to 8 eyes. Spiders have 2 different types of eyes, a single primary set and between 2 or 3 pairs of secondary eyes depending on the species. The primary eye is referred to as the principal eye or the anterior median eye. The principal eyes face forward and have a narrow, however high resolution visual capacity. The main function of the AME is to detect prey and decipher between prey and mate. The retinae of the principal eye is comprised into 4 stacked layers, allowing for focusing at different distances. The retinae of the principal eye is comprised into 4 stacked layers, allowing for focusing at different distances. This not only compensates for having fixed lens, but also allows for a high level of colour vision. The posterior medium eyes, or the PME, is the first set of secondary eyes. The PMEs point upwards. This suggests that their primary focus is to detect predators from above, like birds. The eyes located laterally on a spider's head are referred to as the anterior lateral eyes, ALE, and the posterior lateral eyes, PLE. The ALE and PLE allow for a focal field of vision of up to 135 degrees. The major differences between the primary set of eyes and the secondary set of eyes are the secondary eyes have less focusing ability than the primary eyes. However, the secondary eye pairs are responsible for increasing focal range and detecting movement in peripheral regions. Secondary eyes also tend to be higher functioning in dim light, whereas the principal eyes of a spider are most effective in bright light. Now let's look into the eyes of humans. The human sight sensory system begins in just 1 pair of eyes. These eyes are segregated into 3 layers. Let's take a closer look at these 3 layers and their functions. The 3 layers of a human eye are the outer layer, the middle layer, and the inner layer. The outer region of the eye is responsible for protecting the sensitive inner regions of the eye. It consists of the sclera and the cornea. The sclera is the visible white surface of your eye, and the cornea is the initial point of contact where light can enter the eye. The amount of light that passes through the eye is dependent on the iris, which is located in the middle layer of the eye. The iris is the coloured part of the eye. It is capable of controlling the amount of light passing through the iris by either dilating or contracting the pupil. The pupil is the black dot in the centre of the eye, which becomes smaller in bright light and larger in dull lighting. The lens is also located in the middle layer, and its function is to refract light reflected from external objects. The lens is also responsible for focusing images. It does this by the ciliary body, which act as a muscle controlling the thickness of the lens and therefore allowing focus depending on distance. The final layer of the human eye is the inner eye, and it consists of the retina. The retina is located on the inner layer of the eye wall and is extremely sensitive. Its function is to capture light passed through the previous 2 layers and decipher the light into an image. This is done through millions of photoreceptors called rods and cones. Humans see colours through the cone photoreceptors. There are 3 different types of cone, and each type is responsible for a different part of the colour spectrum. Let's compare. Spiders have 8 eyes versus 2 in humans. Spiders' eyes comprise of 2 systems, the primary and the secondary system, whereas the humans don't seem to have these systems, but they have 3 layers of the eye, working in a somewhat similar way. Colour vision in spiders is done by the stacked retina, whereas in humans it is done by the photoreceptor cones. Spiders do have the 135 degree vision, compared to much less in humans.